Among the new administration's priorities, the most pressing is the pandemic and the rocky rollout of the COVID vaccine around the country.
Here in New York, thousands of vaccination appointments have now been canceled and rescheduled for next week. The problem is a vaccine shortage, and now many vaccine centers have had to temporarily close. CBS News' John Diaz joins us live from one of those centers at the Brooklyn Army Terminal this morning. John?
Yeah, good morning to both of you. So far, New York City has vaccinated at least 500,000 people. While many private clinics will still be up and operating, that will not be the case for city-run ones. Local leaders telling us that no new appointments will be scheduled until all this is under control. This morning, New York City starting a shutdown of shots, a temporary closure of 15 official COVID-19 vaccination hubs due to a lack of supply. 23,000 appointments canceled and automatically rescheduled for next week. This as Mayor Bill de Blasio asks Washington and the state that vaccines on hand currently earmarked for second doses instead be used as the first shot for thousands of New Yorkers.
My frustration is a lot of vaccines, 65,000 doses sitting in a refrigerator on an artificial reserve when we need them right now.
Officials insist people will get their second doses eventually, and that a slight delay is within federal guidelines.
It was included in part of the protocols. In some of the protocols, they allowed a valid dose to be given up to 7 days or even several weeks longer.
Compounding this city's problem, a delayed shipment of over 103,000 Moderna vaccine doses. Meanwhile, Governor Cuomo disclosed that the state also has depleted supplies. 86% of doses New York State has received have been put in people's arms, leaving only a couple days worth of supply.
What's clear now is we're going to be going from week to week, and you will see a constant pattern of basically running out, waiting for the next week's allocation.
Both the governor and mayor are calling on President Joe Biden to increase production any way he can. And on Twitter, City Councilman Mark Levine asking for consistent deliveries from the federal government while blaming former President Donald Trump for this, quote, mess. The new president has pledged 100 million vaccinations within his first 100 days of office.
One of the big things that they're going to have to do is just better communication. We have 50 different states and 50 different game plans.
President Biden's plan calls for ramping up the vaccine supply, working with states and cities to open thousands of new vaccination centers, and training an army of volunteers to administer the shots.
The president launched his 100-day masking challenge, asking Americans to do their part and mask up for 100 days.
And we have just learned this morning that later on today, President Joe Biden will be releasing what his administration is calling the National Strategy for the COVID-19 Response and Pandemic Preparedness. His administration telling us that this will be a comprehensive roadmap to guide America out of the pandemic. We are told that he will be signing 10 executive orders. That will be happening later on today. Meanwhile, though, back here in New York City, these vaccine hubs, they will be closed through Sunday. We are live this morning from the Brooklyn Army Terminal. John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
John, thank you.